Good afternoon, good afternoon. Welcome back to Air Radio. Sal Jeruna Spin. Today, 2nd, 3rd, 2022, that means March. As usual, Monday to Friday, the bulletins from Banjul, the Gambia. Now, the headlines from Point Newspaper. Tributes pour in honor of late Gambian ambassador to the U.S. Dauda Fadera. And none of presidential candidates addressed needs of persons with disability. How NAFA help farmer venture into animal husbandry. Tourism minister calls on Gambians to get vaccinated. And then VP Toure called for attitude change. Down, not yet updated from Point, the national news. Let's go to Standard. Standard newspaper. Jammeh approved 14 candidates for rival APRC faction. And also, Latrikunda Nam demands action over corruption allegation. APRC names candidate for April election. Citizen Alliance, Diab, explain withdrawal from race. 32 Gambians evacuated from Ukraine. And then missing woman and son found in Senegal. So those are the headlines from the bulletins right now. So let's start with the first story on our highlight image. That means the EU. None of the presidential candidates address needs of persons with disabilities. Now the details. The European Union Election Observation Mission has indicated in its report that none of the December 4th presidential aspirants addressed the welfare of persons with disability (PWD) in the country in their campaign platforms during the presidential campaign period. The report further elaborated that none of the 6 presidential candidates even employ campaign means that could effectively reach out to the PWD in the community. On the Gambia's electoral process in relation to the PWD community, the Observer Mission suggests the need for intensified efforts and proactive approach for meaningful inclusion of PWD. The report stated, while the Gambia is yet to sign the 2018 protocol to the African Charter on Human Rights and People's Rights on the rights of persons with disabilities, it ratified the UN Convention on the Rights of Persons with Disabilities, CRPD, in 2015 and its optional protocol. In July 2021, the CRPD was incorporated into domestic legislation with the adoption of the Persons with Disability Act. Under the General Protection of Fundamental Rights and Freedoms, the Constitution dedicates a section to the right of PWD. The Act dedicates Section 55 to participation of PWD in public life, ensuring both accessibility and facilitation, including availability of information throughout the electoral process and the introduction of a quota. The act guarantees the free expression of PWD by allowing voting assisted by a person of their choice. Yet, access to presidential candidacy is denied to those of unsound mind. The Lunatic Detention Act of 1917, last amended in 1964, dealing with mental health, is obsolete and contrary to the principles set out in the African Charter on Human and People's Rights, as, among others, it deprives persons detained in a psychiatric hospital of their right to vote. There are no provisions in the electoral law mandating the IEC to put in place special measures to promote the participation of PWD. Moreover, no statistical data regarding PWDs was made available during voter registration. To develop a proactive and inclusive approach such as targeted voter education activities and special materials to address PWD needs, such as the use of barely labeled on ballot drums in polling stations to protect secrecy of the vote. Notably, the priority for PWD, the elderly and pregnant women in the queue on election day was underlined during the IEC training of polling staffs. No voter information, editorial programs, or articles aimed to advance the political participation of these PWD people were published either on the IEC website or in media monitored by the EU EOM. The report also highlighted that there are no special legal requirements for public or private media to adopt an election or any election-related programs for PWD, they said. So stay tuned. Don't go. We'll be back momentarily in Mandinka after a short jingle. Yo sama ngmanu ka al konton tokin lol al konton kendol nga continue Bii-Kiibaaro la min karan kanle angala auto santeng sa ngana yela manali mandika count headline ol aning nga min na details ko kara Bii-Kiibaaro follow me findita point yin seba ko Gambia din tansabanim fulol men be Ukraine banko kan kelobe damen men Russia be nyola ko ye fintindi jetol bari ye janjam banko le tem yo banjun la meores ko to contest for Rafaela presidencia comme abinalo la comme kafomen kafu Rafaela pro asikela president baria ngalong vice president ma sai asilono pro ga nyim president yangi ni kafoyin anim fanan ambassador men min jodo ata men benung America comme hanibi mol ba jay kande ala doku kendola mem ko Dawda Fadera yo European Union la mission men nata Gambia banko kan pro na election nyin kana ka korsia ka tama nyame ko im presidential candidate men bello tan mo worol ila campagne Waato Clinton ye men diamuda mol men ibuke fang sambano comme men sembo da ka men disabilities ko nafa comme nyimu programme multi men makero men ka bo America tay ka for 31 million US dollars programme men ka makero ke senalala ko watina la tadunda ka men animal husbandry ka da fangul ta ke malayan yo tourism minister kumandro ke Gambia ko nyanta ka vaccination ko wala nyin coronavirus vaccination nyin vice president at kiloni amurra kumandro ke ko mol nyanta ke jiko falin Gambia Bangkok yo ngene mo kibaro men findita point follow ila national news duma la mang fen update to follow ngata standard kibaro follow men finda standard wala nyinti ko ya jame mem be equatorial Guinea o ngalong abekelatel because ka sonta mo tang anin nan candidate be melon dila APRC faction toyal ka continue hanbi dumala jang coincide le Gambia din tansawa anin fulo be Ukraine ye bondi jele ye janjang bankol tema yo nimboto libitawo men abenung UDP la londino fakanyata la kunda libitawo nyin men ko ay ala diamo kono wato men la session sorona député bondo ay commandro ke ko taro nyanda ke la ko la sande pour mun corruption ay man sakunda commandi wala pour tumiro no kering corruption la karola so nyanda ka mamman ka kuta akoto te fana yo bulala diamo kono yo fa wakata munjata APRC comme mol tol folo mol menu nyanda kalo nyin député carte fa men kanate Citizens Alliance diab men akabe lola bakau along natna explain comment ala withdrawal comment ka ifonyo nyin carte fa men kana député carte fa men kanate so nim bodo to musomen anadingo filter ameta de barsai ko musoyin inatna jeminto Senegal kibaro memfo yo nyen mu kibaro men findida follow dan ning be ñu wanol samana so men finda say ngol profit on all fenga so ngamuru ko nga men follow karang point yin sepa angle count nga no karang ale mandika count hani bi kutamal be na kan de ko WCO aning SG comme woltata ka visit Gambia ko WCO malong let me explain Najibe because in Bekala Mole become Secretary General of the World Custom, World Custom la Secretary General Organization nying wole natna min be siring Belgium Bangkok in talata tambila wole natna kafuta senior official ma Gambia Bangkok mansa kunala Karola bang min ko vice president ngani wole je anim fana ngani custom la nyaton ko o safu jiare yankubati so anbi so ngamuru ngata ngamen karanu angale kamoto au karang santeng mandika kan nyindo eko presidential candidate ol kilinte je men campagne wato la diamuta pour mol men ka fo disability mol men man sembo soto pour que fan topoto no ko bela o ka ko beke no fay ka mena lanjurtol yo men kibaro safi wala mu Ali Jawti mu point la kibar halal men bakran ngala yalo na studio nal dunda le subscribe aliya share alla kafnyol anal badon European Union comme ning wato kono ila reporto men be findikan do mani la mission men nata Gambia Bangkok yitan ro ko reporto ning kono ko in December carte men tamde mol men be lota president yala otumo boy anyini kan kilinte je men idiamuta nying mol men ka foy disability mol men lanjurtol kilinte je men diamuta wala tranyala nyanta ka tranyamen ani fana nyanta ka topoto nyami Bangkok kono banko din kotan men itan la campagne platform kilinte je men diamuta ila campagne platform to nyim presidential campaign wato nyim men tambita te report nyin nadna tendeng ay senen ko kolla ko nyinu mo worol be men mu candidate olti comme kilinte kono men ila campagne wato in mol kono kilinte je ye men tombon pour sinaje ko in fana seftano ila mol mal ila community nyen comme nimmen men munin lanjur tol de process dia munoy nyame ka continue on the Gambia's electoral process. Gambia la election or betopoto ka Waato men na in relation men ning komen nyin lako be chokri nyola membe ko lanjur tol ila dinkra nyin ila kafo nyin o tol drong ko di observer wala nyi misono min nata Gambia banko ko wala min je wala ngenti ko sula ko la de pro yanta ka ta ke effort comment effort nyin ka intensify wala drong intensified efforts wala ila kata ko nyanta kalafa wala jumalde Gambian kol anin fana kana proactive comme kaje ko kanyoma koy ka purse futano nyoma nyadi membe kila meaningful ko la men snake kulde men kumayata mbesi tarno men kono comme nina tanyi mol fana na men ko lanjur tola bankola kolto ka continue hani bi reporto nyi tan ko wild Gambia ko comme ni wato Gambia hani bi imang signaro ke protocol tamantrinyal la kola ka menna ko African Charter Human Rights ko hadama de la nyanto protocol men de 2018 sango kon hanbi Gambia mo sign follow de ko molla right anin fanan ni mo kilon men ye lanjuro sotol fanan right coming men falindro ke jeto ko ratified coming UN convention coming UN sita ye men de da coming molla karola anin hadama de la nyanto hadama koton men lanjurta Gambia man hanbi assign follow the only rights coming in nyantol la karol ka men CRPD coming ko 2015 sound kono aning ala optional protocol coming na men fanan ka fundala men nyanta ka ke ka continue ko July karo kono serum sound kono nyin kafo me ka fo CRPD in adnana kafu kafundro kala ninata na bankola loi kono ka mena domestic legislation ko pour ka taro ke fenna membe ko ni molten ni menu imang timma sa fotron men lanjurta ya o act ni yo adopt July 2021 song kon ko hanbi ninata jibe under the general protection comme be kankola karo kamo be kanta ninata fundamental rights comme hadamadon na nyanto anin fanan na taram fambulola comme membo kono nyajibi constitution o nyin ayitan troke ko section o la section o men beloring in mol fanan na ko le kaf mene ko lanjur tol ko nyajibi ati loi nyin act nyin ay meyitan ni wala ngi de section o men ben na constitution o kono ka fo tallulu anin lulu comme sinana isi dake to membe ko ni lanjur tolten comme public life comme be normal ani men lanjur te be kam menge financier da keno jela ngin lois binda membe ko tallu lulu wo sembo dila kayita ni fanan go bot abe kanana se futano ko la membe ko silol men se yele no ni nata membe be wol kono ka men availability is certain drop keno e fenna is certain men information to wala Bii-Kiibaaro ten kata Waato la nying election o Waato nying men abe process kan nyanta ka access soto prusa long membe caring wadi mol lanjur tol dolbeji bukeje dolbeji buke moy dolbeji buka tamano fay komen bari nyaal beje le men information o ka futano mo nyame ani fananga fengol lonno nyame ol process o nying nabe coming na election na process o beke fana nyanta ka wo access sifa so to prusa lo membe kerim bang kokam coming ye men itani coming pruko kusifa samana ka mena introduction of a quota ka continue o act o luaning ay sembo dile wa ayin sembo dile ko the free expression wala kefamfo in mol men ka foy ko lanjur rol by allowing them pruse ibula ifana is a song ifana carte fa okay mensina na hanabe kala assisted by a person comme molebe makoila of their choice comme to left men yet hansa ko access to presidential candidacy comme ninkumu purukal ke president candidate wo nkana wato fo comme ye deny wotole those of unsound mind and mol menu comme abi men fo kante mol men ila hakilo man sound back man tima back ko comme ninata nyin lunatic detention comme act mem data no 1917 sango kono last amendment yake min tole sanjuma la wala 1964 mu kumerne de men ning hanama dongul men hakilo bota note ka mental health comme ko obsolete neo moytron ibe kerne o ibe mol kon la baytol bel karalale damen na dali mo mesula dalo mo man bukela kuma comme nina da bitiko kono bitiko fengol men man sang ma wafi no ke landi dame tarawt fani mo sulati la wato men isnene bonna comme contrali nina da gibe men na nyakot la ko la karola comme principles comme silol men be loring tamandri nyalla pour men ya didanu comme african chata nyin kono hadma dingul la nyanto ani molla nyanto comme ka minna human and people's right as among comme anin kukoton de men ninata gipi ko in natna balang molla kolla de men be ko in mol men be sirin lato dame ka foje psychiatrist hospital nyento damen of their right to vote comme pour itul financina na ka karto fay nyamen comme ye bali wala le yemen dante there are no provision na ko loi kile manso ninata carte fawla loi kono me diro ke na carte fay kodla la ko pour ka je ko ka kusa manan sinana menki ka fo meso promote pour ka cikandro ka kola ngin mol pour se dake no nyamen nyin kol kono morova obe kan ninata jibe fanan ko no statistical comme nankam manso data la karola comme tolu be list la damen to membe denning itolini lanjo to la kola an made available pour sinana soton roke wato la ni baje la comme carte registro be caring wato men o data man soto to la karola ninko mu yetol bondi kara nin kol kono anin fanan ka yirwan roke proactive olondron ka den ka kafunyo la ka nyoma ko ikola anin fanan inclusive comme base tarno ko men kono o ko be sitarno men kono pour ka futano nyoma ka mena inclusive approach as comme target comme mobi be men ngaba kan o bela bota education oti comme sinana itolla o karo fanana se o sutoni no comme londola kolla men be caring ka fin activities and special material and joral men fana nyanta pour ka itol lakko topoto ka mena materials to address comme itol nyanta karta o fayla nyame o system woni nyanta ka topoto la sula ko to nyin lanjo tol such as the use of barrel levels comme be barrel nyin be lebulo men kala la pour sinaje ko hana be kala moleti men abukeji asa momono asa lonko nyimu jumal tati mi pati jumal tati o mo jumal tamu yinte comme jang karang nyaado beje men abuka jero ke ka momole safro beje safro men ke karan lala fen fernen ka normal leta sol karanya me fanana leta sol atombi malem para ka kuntur malati ka momo o system sifal isol keno yele isa lonko ibina menkela ani fane ila choice ni isa select no barlol tole membe ko o labelo e men yitandi ka men na ballot dromo nyim bala polling station to sinana na purumun na drong moti afole be ngene kele puru drong se kantaro keno mun na drong kulola ite lu karto fayla meye sinaje ko moti afole ba kelate o ita kelate se yajel ka continue e ko kay notable mem jeta wala ni nata ko la karola e men note down comme the priority for comme ni mol la kol la nyantola nyanta ka men soto priority membe ko ni ajibe tol lanjur tolo anim fanan ke balten anin musukono mal comme anim fanan in the queue comme katra round election lungul comme ni mo fenati yitandre ko la tol comme during the IC train wotumo IC la staff oli be train kan menka tra polling station re yitandro ke wala kola comme nin mol lanjurtol lako comme wolel nyanta ke la fenti follow yo lako topoto ka mena priority notably yo itanile ilale ani ke balu musu konomalu katra chew nyinto wala rang of course itul nyanda kala moli itul ta nyanda kala special blood daming ba itul tameno la loring o kusifa lateng pruse wol topotono nyame koyo itandi wato mi be train kikang polling station staff wala IC la dokulal eko no voter information comme nyimol itul mang hani kibar skill soto mense ayitandi la ko carte fawla ko be nyame anyanta kala nyame ni nata programo la editorial comme ka programo men ke o article fengol men be yitandro kala nyin ko la pro kanana sinana nyato ta soto mento ni nata ko la political participation wala ke dake politiko nyin kono te nyim lanjur solten daming pour isa publish ka itandi jama sa geno nyame anitul fon sa geno nyame la karola comme ida on the IEC website comme IEC la website on yinto bang o ni nata media comme kiwar bunda laten men sinana na sino ka gibe comme monitored by the EU comme ani EOM comme integral men dante ka continue hani bi reporto yin iran roke ko that there are no special legal requirements for public or private media to adapt coming ko ye mention ne wala ngenti ko fenne man soto men nata comme loi la karola sula ko la pour jamaa o kilin na la pour media pour sinana ta roke eni ko kula membe ko yin election o membe den nin programme la yin molla karola ko kilin man soto nin inata loi la sula ko la wala jumalti ko PWD nyomo don people with disabilities comme molmen ilanjurta nya jamala bari molla lanjurul manke kilomit dol nya bandia dol kilomandia dol single membeta dol bulol membeta so nyinam koti ibe men fokan wati ila reporto men ka finti wati ka kudol finde topical le samana itolira observation ila korosiro yemen suute ko leitandi comme inata do ko men yemen gadat yemen kafunyom so la baraka minanya to do manning kana ci baraka ton fana futanda Welcome back. Now, Standard newspaper. The headline, this is a short story. Jammeh approves 14 candidates for rival APRC faction. It's a press statement read by Hajar Air Radio Sal Yeruna, Spain. A statement from the APRC No Alliance movement has revealed that former president and leader of the party, Yahya Jammeh, has approved 14 candidates to contest in next month's parliamentary elections. The APRC No Alliance movement support Mama Kande of the GDC in the presidential election last December, but according to the group, the alliance did not cover National Assembly election. The group last week told the Standard that their candidates would be nominated as independents but can be called APRC independents. The following are the candidates and constituencies the group has confirmed for the elections. Fonyi Jarol Yaya Tamba, Fonyi Bondali pa Demba Sane, Fonyi Kansala, Almami Jiba, Fonyi Bintang Karanai, Bakari K. Baji, Fonyi Berefet Amikoli, Kombo East, Tairu E.B. Baji, Brikama North, awaiting details. Brikama South, Buba Mane, Kombo South, Bubakar F.M. Koli, and Busumbala, Honorable Gerendin Sanyang, Olyundum Maimuna Tamba, Sani Mentreng Abdu Baji, Serakunda Abdu Kamara, Latrikunda Sabiji Umar Koli. So these are the names of the candidates which APRC faction movement has put in place for the coming National Assembly election rather. Yo assalamu alaikum bali ngolo ka continue Bii-Kiibaaro mo jamfa sai saunta standard le comme nyim mol men alina talo jol mo dolol ti men fanam be APRC la tombo mol kono dibitol men ye londi in carte fa men kana remember ko president no ente my president fonko nyatondi député carte fa inel mu o modolti men be wol kono mini tol fulale comme e mayitandi ila statement o nyin kono alenga nyin falling then after se continue Kiibaaro nyin yo APRC ila faction o meke kumandi APRC faction movement ya jamme na president koto nye membe exile Equatorial Guinea ay nying approve kuma sonta mo tang ani nan député ol teng men nyanda kalo nyin député carte fa o men kanate April 9 ka continue ila statement o nyin kono ye mem bondi wala nginti APRC kuma ke fango kumandi men no alliance movement comme ya mem bondi wala nginde ko president ko do nyin me anim fana mem nyaaton ko ti APRC parti o nyin ya jamme sonda comme ka londro ke mo tang ani nan candidateol men nyanta ka nyosabo ke nyin karo men kanaten parliamentary election o men abina kilaten APRC comme ke kuman men no alliance movement men mama kande ye wole fasa non nyin presidential candidate carte men tamita dem mama kande gidi si la presidential candidate nyin election nyin December tambila ye itan do ko nyin grupo memu nyin no alliance movement ko itol ening mama nyin la kafo nyin mu nyin election men tamita o damale bara National Assembly nyin agreement o mantare tema woto o kama la grupo nyin lokun tambila di amatan standard in Kiibaaro bunda ko that the candidates come nyanta mol melon la ibe nominate la bari ibe nominate la comme be kala independent e men dande wani fanan ni men la fanan ise kumani no fanan APRC la independent comme ninkum imallo lala comme patio nyin na tola lala bari sa lafano akan the following comme nimi mboto comme binani men tol folaten comme aning ibe mafawol men ila carte fay tundol ten bankol ten groupe e men confirm comme ning election o men kanaten yo mo folo ning men foni jarol o mu yaya tambati foni bondali o mu pa demba sanelti foni kansala almami jiba foni bintang karanai o mu bakar ki bajiliti foni berefet ami koli foni tlibola o mu tairu EB bajiliti brikama note and be more tofu follow ko waiting details Brikama South membita auto wolem buba maneti Kombo South membita auto wolem Bubakar FM Koli Busumbala Honorable Jeremy Sanyang nimfanan yundum koto nyinto Maimuna Tamba sane mentreng burfuto mafangola Abdu Baji Serakunda ma fanjumala bariko Abdu Kamara latrikunda panang imafu mafanjima le sabiji o yoto fole sabiji Omar Koli wol nyanta ke multi men nyanta kallo APRC toyala yin deputy carte fa men kanaten karmin kanateli konontol so mina nyato do manni kan ta dula Welcome back. Still with Standard Newspaper. The headline: APRC names candidates for April election. It's a short story. The APRC, a former ruling party and now ally of President Barrow's NPP, has revealed the names of its 7 candidates for next month's National Assembly election. The party will contest the 5 Fonyi seats alongside Jeswang and Bundu. A statement issued by the party yesterday named the candidates as follows: Jeswang, Serif Sar, Bundung, Suleiman Jame, Fonyi Jarol, Sankung Jame, Fonyi Bonlali, Kadi Kamara, Fonyi Kansala, Musa Amunyas, Fonyi Bintang, Momodu Kamara, and Fonyi Berefet Ibu Koli. So these are the names. These are the names of the candidates to contest for the National Assembly election for the ticket, under the ticket of APRC, the former ruling parties. So, baadhi ngolo coming in domo kibala taman jam for bake membeko APRC party fong fa baka tum jata men nyaton kaya kan komen ila party of fong men ko toilet mo party of fong mo APRC te badi factional bigel. So ko fana yela mollon le men nyanda ka lo nyin dipte carte fa men kanate komen anana tol for men in April men kanate men nyanda ka lo men ko APRC comme même membe marlola nung pati koto membe marlola santen comme nyagi be etol ening president Adam Barrow le kafuri nyoma NPP ala pati yin comme ye même bondi wala nginte ko etol nyanda sirawol men lond la pour yin député carte fa men kanaten wala nginte ko pati yin ko ibelola fonyi la sira lulo nyimbe anim fanan Joshua kata bundung comme sira worowla etol nyanda ka lo wala to bari ya itan nyamen NPP la listo kono kometol mo député worowle nyanta ka wala londi yo siran le di tolla tol nyuno yo di do katon fanan nanin NPP fa la tannano sen men do nyimme ya bonde patio kunun tol men bine folaten wala nginte ko Joshua ko Serif Sar le loloto APRC toyala bundung Suleiman Jamme wala lola APRC toyala Fonyi Jarol Songun Jamme olbe lola APRC toyala Fonyi Bondali Kadi Kamara olbe lola APRC toyala Fonyi Kansala Musa Amunyas député Kotonyin anim fanam Fonyi Bintang Momodu Kamara haning Fonyi Berefet Ibu Koli. So inel mukuma county men wata APRC party Koto nyim fam membot maralolan. So welcome back. Still with Standard Newspaper. The headline: CS Diab explain withdrawal from race. This one by Alhaji Mani, Standard reporter, read by Hajadam Radio Sal Yerunaspin. Now the details. Let me change the scene before proceeding. Okay. Continuation. Now the details. Citizen Alliance Rafi Diab has been speaking to the Standard about his withdrawal from the race for the Bakau parliamentary seat. Mr. Diab said he has learned that under the current Gambian constitution, he is not eligible to contest the National Assembly election because he has dual citizenship. I saw in the form that I am not qualified to become a candidate while holding 2 nationalities. So that's why I made the announcement that I am not contesting anymore, he told the Standard. While some are left disappointed by the decision, critics of Diab said that he should have known from the onset that as a dual citizenship holder, he was never going to make the cut for the National Assembly. Instead of taking his supporters and well wishers on a ride. I am not an I am not an encyclopedia that knows everything. You cannot assume that I must have known. I don't read that part. Human beings learn every day. I had assumed that it is only the presidency that requires one to be a Gambian citizen only, but I am not a computer, so I don't know everything he said. He admitted that he too, like those supporters, is disappointed by the outcome. I am disappointed, but this is what the law says, and I am not going to go against the law. I only made an announcement. I haven't even gone to the IEC to register. It was just an announcement that I made, and later discovered that I am not qualified. So, for people who are disappointed, I am really sorry, he said. What's next? Mr. Diab said he intends to shift all his focus and energy into fighting for a new and progressive constitution for the Gambia. Because this current constitution was only designed to serve one man and to make him rule this country forever. This is why we need a new constitution. Even yesterday, I got call from a lot of folks in the diaspora who want to serve their country, but are afraid they will suffer the same fate like I did. Honestly, we are not at fault here. It's the constitution that needs to be changed, he said. He also promised to work to tirelessly help aspirants of the CA party in their campaigns. He said the CA needs some seats in the parliament to feature or further its agenda and play its role in driving the Gambia towards the promised land. It ends here. Stay tuned. Don't go. We'll be back momentarily after a short jingle. Ya sama ne mbalo ka continue Bii-Kiibaaro la me men karang ngale angalo aning mandika ka onye indo bata Citizen Alliance la Rafi Diab ko kai funyolo sate lola ka sirawo ni baka wala sirawo ka ko na rajele ko banko dim fula kaito la babul so kamala constitution onye ma silo bulai pro as a contest no deputy carte fa nyindo yo men Bii-Kiibaaro se wala mo alajman it is standard member karanga la jadama ya radio spin banko council sa kon Citizen Alliance Rafi Diab ay nying diamo kenu Waato la in tuar bondato ko ala withdrawal ke fonyo ko men raise nyo sabo men binake laten deputy carte fa bakawla sirawo nyento ko ay fonyole Mr. Diab ay même fo ngin to ko ate men long santem wala keta sang nyaji be bankola ngin maral kita bambe laring nyatilo la among ate bula price lono nyamen National Assembly election ina katuko ate banku dim fula kaito la wabulu ludun na constitution ko no mansilo bula president lembang deputy lembang pour ka lono nyin 4 sifal kay menje fo mo nyim bala wala ngente ko ate among qualified katuko nyaji be candidate nyin men nationality fula babul banko dim fula kaito babula ko that's why ko wala tinna ko ay kankularo ke ko ate na kallo kotake nyin carte fawo nyin na même fo nyin kibar bunda ni ka continue han biya ko while ko ayte moko tango dol men santen nyin ko kete trema kubata la molten ko men ayin decision momenta ten anim fana men critics men ba ala ko kisi kan ba feje kan ate diab nyen se ye même fo comme nyanta ka nyin ko long kabring adati wato la ye men itandala wala mudron comme ate alonde ko banko dim fula kaito wala babul comme yo itandala men ka criticize he was never going to make the cut of the National Assembly. In that, Nana Akani Sotono Walam National Assembly deputy thing. Instead, Hani Niajibe Puruka Tarok Fenna from Membeko Asinana coming a la sobotal thing coming unwell visas men be do men lafita Puru as a ying contest Ken or Yaming on their right coming Nantaka called Tamandi Nyame. Ako ate fanang niajibe ate manke moti men ay ko belong ko anim fanang amang ko belong anim fanang mole mo komen ayanda ka ko belong anim fanang niajibe ate he cannot assume komen ate ngin tano komen ko I must have known komen woleng in the drat to fono la komen ayanda ka long bari ko mo buga belong mo buga ko be kala mo buga ko bela ko ate amang nyin karannu nyin karo nyin to membe ko ninata in section on men a foten ako niaji be ako hadamadin lungolu ka karan ala fororo aka son tangi no I had assumed that it's only a president akate come I men londron walling in the wrong a presidential candidacy in come wala sula ko bala ko nyanta banko ding killing kaito nyanta ko wala sot ate wala lonno wala asim wala be mutara ngabul ako but I am not a computer. I'm a computer so and I don't know everything. I'm a ko belong diamond dante. So nako that he too at a fountain near gibi come those supporters come member fasa kan come inkete disappointed come na finti nyame nyinko la karole ka men ala lo baliate. Ate fana ako at a fountain inkete terema kolti ameng ilama ko bari niajibe this is what the law says ko men wala ngindi don na loi nyine fo ate tambina wala jela nim fana ate tano ka loi tinya men dante ko they only made and I only made an announcement da ko nyin ko fon ate amanta IC fon ko men ate kankularo ke betron kabe lola I mean dante ko it was just an announcement kuma kankularo le mutron bara manta IC fon pour kati register and later o kola le mon ataji lonko ate among qualified pour kalo nyin katre fa men kana so for people more men na ke tere makoti me illa me mala karola kwa really akwa ba fule ali hekato I mean dante ko kuma binamu ne kala kote ke wala te Mr Diabu nyanyim fuko akala hamo mente to msabi yela mala purka ala sembo beta ka keloke kolla membe ko pour constitution kuto a progressive constitution men signato sino moli kolla membe beti ala Gambia banko ka sat la kelo bebita world kuma ka menkeno ko kad ko nyagi be nyin constitution be keren sante nyin abe didar munel drum pour mo killing se marloke ya daftala nyame banko kan forever ko nyin constitution be bulletin sa obe wala nyaama ko disi sa ko ina tuna sula ko bala pour constitution kuto nyanda ka soto Gambia banko ka ko even kunun mo jama ya kumandro kala men be siring bantala banko le ka men diaspora ila fida pour kanana ka dogo ka Gambia ko bari ni ajibe silatale ni ajibe batame ya ta fawta ki Gambia banko kan komen ala fita men na ma sotno amam sum fenna fo constitution ko honestly wala mutonya tonya e kaliko tonya we are not at fault ko ni manke to la fault na faulty ako last day constitution comme ni mu fene it is the constitution ni wala ni sabu wala na sula ko balaka afale ngai mendante na tenten fana ay lahi do ta ko puruka do ko ke tirelessly ate batala fam pour mon na do ay molmin be lola citizen alliance la in carte fault pour que mako campagne ngi na mendante ate batala mu meke pour ko na tenten fana men fati ako niaji be sie solata comme ni sirawol men na be lola o mol fele pour que mako campaign wato ni na tente fana ko in the parliament to for the comme all no parliament to financial agenda push no je nyame anu fana kanana pour its role in the driving process nana dakafno bankola tamandrinya call to memme nakela na memu na banko di kaf mena promise an ko bebe men la hidi kan kola pras betia nyame so ala baraka anal bali mala jada ya radio spin banko kan salsato nyin kono mina nyaato do man ne mbor segmento mbo danna janne fo